Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. All right. Well, we've got about. Oh, we're gonna be barely in the frame. Yeah, let's shift this just a tiny bit. Got about half an hour between our calls here today, and thought we might just hop on the stream for a few minutes, do some putting, stay committed to our practice routine. There we go. Despite the fact there is quite a bit going on, I'm about to move. Got new career stuff going on. There's a lot going on, but I really am trying to commit to doing some sort of practice every day. That might not be actually with a golf club. I mean, some days that's just doing extended yoga and mobility stuff for golf. Oh, grazing miss. You seem to have ironed out that hard left miss that we were fighting for a little while there. Same in my full swing. It's just really letting that transition happen smoothly. And I feel like when that transition happens nice and slow, good things happen. So that's a key thought that I've been working on recently. That wasn't my best stroke. A little bit long in the backswing there. Kind of a strange time of day to be streaming, frankly, but just had the time in between meetings and wanted to put some work in, you know? Sometimes you got to put in work and find the time. Nice. You want it to feel like molasses in transition, just syrupy. Like if I could take Jake Knapp's full swing and make it into my putting stroke, just that really gentle change of direction. It makes it look so smooth. That's what we would do. Nice. Pretty good results to start. OP player 1233. Hey, I'm doing well, man. I'm grateful that I get to share this little practice session with you guys. Body's feeling good. There's a little bit of sunshine out there today. Lots of things to be grateful for. How are you doing, OP player? Tell me about it. Thanks for checking out the stream. Oh, thanks for subbing. That's really cool. I just made a video about it, but it's insane to me. I started this channel, maybe 80 or 85 days ago. So I feel like I'm still just learning, and there's just been so much support and traction already. It's been incredibly validating and rewarding. So I try to in every video, but thank you guys for the support on the channel. It's really cool. Nice shot. Oh, Clicks and Jared Vanderpool say hello. Hey, you did better than me in 3 years. Hey, that just means you gotta keep working hard, right? I mean, everybody's journey is different. Um, there's, nothing to be discouraged about. You just keep working hard at it. You can never fail if you don't give up. I tell myself that all the time. It's hard. I mean, some days are hard to find that. Like, you have to really dig deep inside yourself and just like grit through it. Just grind your teeth and just say, like, man, there's other things I would rather be doing, like make another video or like going to practice for me. Um, and, but you also know that if you don't do that work, you're not going to end up in the place you want to be. So it's, both paths are difficult. Each choice has its own set of repercussions and uh how do you it's so hard. You're a great YouTuber. I don't know about that. I'm still pretty new to it, but I appreciate your support, man. Uh Hope you do good. Yeah, see ya. Thanks for checking in. Clicks, thanks. Yeah, nice shot. We're working hard out here, trying to get better. But like I was saying, I mean, each choice comes with downside. You can either, do a lot of hard work and change the things you do or who you are, your identity. I mean, whatever it is you want to work on. Um, right now, I'm talking about golf, which is pretty minor. But in my life, I've stood before that choice and had to say, like, yeah, it's gonna be really hard to, for example, like go to therapy or to quit drinking. Those kind of like big life ones, right? We're not talking about like fixing your putting stroke. Um, both, I mean, but I knew that you have to make those hard choices to get where you want to be, because otherwise, nothing will change. So, just know that it's not about an easy and a hard choice. They're both hard choices. Because if you choose to stay the same, then a year goes by, 2 years go by, you're still in the same place, and you look back and you say, "Man, I could have started, that much time ago, um, and I didn't, and now here I am, not where I want to be." Right? That's a really hard choice to make for your future self. Um, and that is something I think about a lot. When you have those moments of like, oh, do I really want to just go put this work in? Clicks. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, you have a good day too. um, so that's my philosophy for today is making the choice that I maybe in the moment don't want to. Um, for example, I'll share like live streaming is much harder for me than posting videos simply because of the like social anxiety aspect of it. Um, but I also know it works. Like it's undeniable um, that it's been good for the channel, and I think if my mission is to try and make the world better, by talking about hard things and being a role model for these kinds of things, then you know that's what you have to do. You have to do things. You have to be uncomfortable to grow. Um, there was some silly growth thing that came across my feed the other day about lobsters. The guy was talking about how it was just really long-winded. I was like, get to the point. But he finally reached the point of like lobsters outgrow their shells and then they get a new one, right? Uh, in order to do that, they have to get the sensory input of like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I've outgrown this old shell that I have, so I get rid of it, and then I make a new one that's better suited to like the progress that I want to make. So it really was a good analogy, just long-winded in how he got there. Um, But the point was that adversity can be a signal for growth. And I think that's so true. I mean, that's been my experience all throughout my life. Um, things that are worth doing, or if you have aspirational goals, it's not going to be easy. You know, but you can grow through those times. Same shoes. Yeah, thanks, Ty. These are the Nike Air Max Golf. Gotten a bunch of comments on the channel. I wear these all the time for practice. I probably need a fresh pair, frankly, but uh, they are certainly my go-to golf practice shoe. No spikes in them, obviously, but it's just a really well-built, quality piece of footwear, in my opinion. Oh, we have a dog looking out the window. I bet when you guys clicked on this stream, you're like, oh, there's this guy hitting putts. Oh, that was a bad one. There probably won't be any dogs involved. That's the kind of variety you get here on the John Young Golf Channel. You might get philosophy. You might get golf strategy. You might get canine friends. Ty says mine are beat. Yeah, same. These have been through the ringer, as you say. But I've always been a fan of the Nike shoes. My favorite golf shoe ever, I think they stopped making it in 2010 or 2011. But there was an old school, before they started making the sneaker style, there was like a golf shoe, a Tiger Woods Nike golf shoe. And I had a pair that got resold. Like I kept those things for basically as long as I could keep them physically held together. Because I haven't found a golf shoe that I like that much ever since. And obviously, 15 years on, you can't find them. Ty says, "What's my handicap?" Right around scratch. So been as low as like plus 1.5. Right now we're sitting somewhere just above 0 before the season starts up here in the Northeast. But I know that it's not going to stay that high for a while because I had a torn meniscus in my knee at the end of last season, and I played through until I finally just took the 3 months off to rehab it through the winter. So I posted some, for me, high scores. Oops, that was not good. Definitely towards the end of last season. So I'm pretty optimistic to get back into that +1 range pretty immediately at the start of the season. And then I think I posted recently, but our goal for 2025 is to reach or stay at the end of the year, right? So my end of year handicap at +2.5 or better. So that's pretty lofty goal to improve that much, but some of that takes into consideration, the fact that I know I was injured at the end of the last season, and I've never had this much time and flexibility in my life to work on my game this much. So I have kind of like the last 10 years of, I know how much I played and it was pretty consistent, how much I could practice. And that got me to like between a +1 and a 0 or, 0.5 handicap. So it's kind of a different equation now, knowing how much more time I'll have to invest in my game. Now, that may not mean anything. Like I might just still be the same golfer. But I don't think that will be true. I think there's a pretty direct correlation between how much time you spend practicing something and your performance at it. Otherwise, what am I doing here hitting these putts? Gotta make sure this is all straight and square. Oh, sorry, that was probably loud in everybody's ears. So sometimes I'll grab one of these guys too and just do a quick like. Oh, well, it helps if it was actually straight. Yeah, so that's about where I want it, inside left for this putt, I think. What are your goals for 2025, Ty? Any handicap goals or golf objectives? Oh, not to put you right back on the spot, but I saw your name most recently in the chat. So 230 carry. That's a great goal. Working on speed is definitely important for scoring. I talk a lot about John Sherman's Four Foundations of Golf book, or like Scott Fawcett and Decade, and all the strokes gained stuff. We know, like, it's just a fact that how far you can hit the ball off the tee is directly tied to your handicap and your scoring ability. Again, that doesn't mean like you can still be a scratch golfer and hit it 250 off the tee, but it would be easier to be a scratch golfer if you hit it 300 off the tee. Is the point. And we know now that speed isn't a. They used to think like, oh, he's lucky, he can hit it hard. You can actively train speed and get faster, and that is another thing I'm going to be continuing to work on towards the beginning part of the season. I don't really want to do it so much once the tournament schedule starts in the summer, but I'd love to try to add another few yards with some hard work. Before we get to like the end of May. Liam says scratch handicap. That's a great goal. What do I recommend for speed drills? Great question. I think I've made some shorts about this, so if you just jump on the channel and look back. But super speed golf is the one that I use. I don't know if I have one. Oh, I do have one in here. This is a 3-club weighted system. It's kind of expensive, so you have to invest in it, and definitely get the little radar, this PRGR launch monitor that comes with it. Anyway, there's 3 of these clubs that come with it, and they have different weights on them. And then there's a training protocol that they've posted online. And I just did it on my phone, so I would make notes and track my progress. The last kind of session I did, or however many weeks I did it. And one of their big things is not just the overspeed aspect of swinging the heavier and then the lighter clubs, but also training your body. And they have you do offhanded swings too. So that's one that I recommend. Another one that's kind of old school is get a bucket of balls and go to the driving range and hit like 100 drivers. And your goal is, I don't care where they go, I just want to swing the club as fast as I possibly can. And I do recommend having some way to measure that. But you don't have to. You can just learn how to, practice swinging faster. You have to like it's a workout, right? You have to build those muscles. You have to train your body. And you can do that at the range in a way you can't on the golf course, obviously, because you do care where the ball goes on the course. Let's see. Hopefully that helps, Ty. Liam asks his best tip to be more consistent with approach shots. So I've been thinking about making a longer video about this recently, but and here's another question. I think I've also been asked about coaching. I don't know if that's something that people are interested in, but I'm going to put a pin in that to circle back to. So for approach shots, I think the most important thing with hitting your irons, in my opinion, is hitting the ball solidly, right? You can't know how far the ball is going to go or which direction it's going to go if you're not hitting the ball, squarely on the back of the ball out of the center of the face pretty regularly. So in order to do that, you have to train yourself to, make solid contact. I don't believe you can really do that at full speed, right? So this is a 9-iron, right? So if I was on the range and I was trying to hit this to like a 155 or 160 flag with a 9-iron, and trying to change my swing or like work on my contact, I'm just going to have a terrible time. I'm not going to do either of those things very effectively. So my best advice, that's now getting really long-winded, is slow it down and just work on impact, right? So if this is a 9-iron, I would be trying to hit this 9-iron like 100 yards. And I would make like, little 3/4 half swings. And I would just, try to teach myself, what does it feel like to hit the ball properly, right? So that's, the handle's ahead. I'm I'm coming back into the back of the ball, and just teach yourself at half speed what that feels like. Who cares how far the ball goes? And uh, doing that just over and over and over again until you feel like, if I hit 100 balls, how many would I not strike solidly? If you ask me that, I'd probably say like 7. And but again, I've spent thousands of hours working on my ball striking, and learning what that feeling is like. Um, so that's my best advice. Some other drills, like specific drills you can do that I really like. You see me do them on the channel. Is this presetting impact? So teach yourself, or there's tons of great YouTube videos on like, what do you want? Where do you want your body to be positioned at impact? And then just teach yourself like, well, what does that feel like? And you kind of get in there and you're like, okay, well, my left hip is back, my hands are forward, my head's kind of in line or behind the ball, my spine angle is very similar to where I started, right? The angle of my chest here hasn't changed. And my right elbow, my trail elbow, is kind of in front of me, in front of my right hip, and my hips are open. I have all this space to hit the ball, to adjust the face, if whatever. And so you get yourself in there, and you take it back halfway, and you hit the ball, and then you take it back at 3/4 swing. Same, you preset 3/4 swing, and hit a few like that. And then this is a fully scalable drill. You can get all the way in here. This is my preset impact, and take it all the way back to a full swing and hit shots like that. And that's a really good way to feel, what does my body need to do to get there? And how is that different? That your swing changes are working when you'll hit one poorly in the range, and you'll go, oh, that was the old move. I can now feel the difference between the new thing that's more correct, or what I'm hoping to accomplish, and the old thing, which might have been something different, or up in here, or over the top, or whatever. So that was a long-winded answer to your question about approach shots, but hopefully that helps. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. I got to hop off. But thank you guys so much for checking out the stream. We'll see you soon. See you next time.